The All-Star East reserves have been named, and both Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine were left off of it. But were they snubbed? I think my take is probably not going to be one that's popular among Chicago Bulls fans. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Haize, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. And the East All-Star reserves have been named, and while there was some hope that maybe, just maybe, that Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic would be named to being one of the spots on there, it did not happen, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. I'm not too shocked by this. But you got people like ATS who really thought that they both were going to get named. That I was in a conversation with him earlier in which he thought that both were going to make it. I'm like, come on, man. You got to stop smoking that stuff. The Bulls having one All-Star, let alone two, would have been wild considering the win record of the Chicago Bulls. Not that win-loss record is about everything, but it is what it is when it comes down to it, man. But when you look at it for the Chicago Bulls, man, for the East, Tyler Hero, Damian Lillard, Evan Mobley, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland, Pascal Siakam, Jaylen Brown are named as the Eastern Conference reserves there. So no Nikola Vucevic, no Zach LaVine. It is what it is, man. This isn't shocking at all. It's not surprising. I can't say that they didn't deserve it. Another year without the Chicago Bulls having any All-Stars. It's the state of the team, right? Not to say that Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine aren't having seasons where they could be in the conversation of being All-Stars. But you look at it, the way that the Bulls are, how we're not respected around the league right now because we haven't earned any type of respect around the league right now. But on top of all that, like, the Bulls suck, right? It's hard to name an All-Star to a team that sucks, man. But it is what it is when it comes down to it, bro. It is what it is, man. And it just, hey, man, that's bullshit. I mean, listen, I here's the thing, right? I do think that both put up respectable numbers. And I think that if the All-Star voting was more traditional, where all forwards and big men weren't all linked into one group, like if you had the centers separated, I do think that Vooch would have had a better chance to get in with what he did at the beginning of the season, even though he's tailed off here quite a bit here towards the last couple of weeks. But I think that with what he did at the beginning of the season, it would have been a stronger case to make for Nikola Vucevic, in normal, traditional All-Star voting, right? But this is the era that we live in. 3 Cavaliers is a pull. It is, but I mean, their record, bullshit. Zach didn't make it. They both been on heaters. Yeah, well, Vooch is not. Vooch is actually chilled quite a bit off, but over the course of the season, they both had really good seasons to start off with. Well, that sucks. It does. It does. The record says they were not, unless they put Maxey there. Well, you got to keep in mind, like, there are players on losing teams that are in. So I mean, but to get 2, that's going to be tough. That would have been a tough pull there. So with the seasons that they're having, it's disappointing to see. They're the only thing that makes this team somewhat stay mid. Hey, I feel where you're coming from there. I always said I never understood why All-Stars never had 15-man roster like regular teams do, whereas at least 2 players don't get snubbed. Zach LaVine definitely got snubbed. Where's the thing? Even no matter how much you increase it, there's going to still be people who are like, man, my guy should have been the 15th guy. So it is what it is, man. LaMelo had the most votes in the East. That is crazy. That's crazy. Not surprised, but Haize, you kind of look like the dude from the new Lion King. That's crazy. First of all, we don't look nothing alike. Nothing. Thank God people are starting to realize that the Bulls suck and that the UC attendance rate is going down. Big Mac Jerry shaking in his boots. No, he's not. it took 2 years of it for them to even start getting together. So they're not shaking right now. Still have one of the biggest arenas, which means even if they aren't as sold out, they're still going to be making quite a bit of money. Now, if this continues, then yeah, things may change there. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't even care that they didn't make it, and I'm not surprised. The only reason it hurts is because they could have been a sticking point in trade negotiations. That is hilarious, but I get what you're coming at with that one. Bulls are not all-star makers. Plus, the new selection rules are off. Yeah, the new selection rules are weird. It's weird. But hey, it is what it is. You gotta live by the rules that of the land at that point in time, right? It's a popularity contest. Yeah, definitely to a degree. Absolutely is. Lou, you're absolutely right there. I don't know how Tyler Hero, Looney Tunes, punching ass made the cut, and not our guy Zach. To me, it's crazy. That's part narrative, right? Because Tyler Hero's having an amazing season statistically. So, it is what it is. This is what it is. There, Miami Heat are winning more than the Bulls. Sabonis should have started over KD and Bron, yet he didn't get picked at all. What the fuck? Why is there all-star always such a popularity contest over who deserves it? That's why, you know what? NBA All-Star doesn't have the same. It's all about the all NBA teams now, right? Like that's kind of the more thing that you look at. I don't really look at All-Star anymore like I used to, like when I was younger. And it's like, oh my God, he was an All-Star. That's amazing. But other than that, it is what it is. Darius Garland. Listen, Darius Garland's having the season. Darius Garland's having the season. Well, they're losing, but I didn't expect them to be on anyway. Yeah, I didn't have that expectation, right? I didn't think either would make it for a lot of reasons. Once Zach LaVine didn't even come into the top 10 of voting, and Jordan Poole was ahead of him, I was like, yeah, that's just not going to happen. Then, like I said, with Vooch, due to the forwards and all being together in one voting with centers, I knew that wasn't going to happen then either. So it is what it is, man. I mean, that's the way that the league's going. Like I said, all NBA teams mean more, so it is what it is. The West got ESPN TNT All-Stars, while the East got NBA TV All-Stars. That's crazy. I blame the media. They talk so down about the Bulls. Granted, they suck, but come on now. I mean, it is a popularity contest. Keep in mind this, right? As much as I'm a Bulls fan, I'm going to be real. The thing is that the Bulls, every time they're on national TV, also shit the bed, right? So anytime that the Bulls, and that's over the last 3 years, anytime the Bulls are on national TV, well, most times, I won't say anytime, but most time the Bulls are on national TV, it's not good for the team. So because of that, it leads to shit like this happening. It's just kind of unavoidable, unfortunately. So that's where things are, man. It really does suck though, because the thing is that the Bulls really, they got to really look themselves in the eyes as a franchise and wonder, like, now I get it that we're not developing, but one thing the Bulls also aren't doing, they're actively hurting their players' markets. Like, that's something that people don't talk about a lot as well. Like for example, Zach LaVine had that initial spurt of being in commercials after he signed the Clutch. When's the last time you saw Zach LaVine in a commercial? It's the last time you saw that. So, hey, Tim, first of all, the fact that you look like a generic ass white boy, that's the first thing. Secondly, where did I say that I think they should make it? Stop trying to throw around the word casual. See, every time somebody hears something that you could tell when it's an actual casual person, because they try to throw the word around casual when they just trying to make a point because that's what's been thrown at them. First off, Tim, shut your whole ass up. You must not know where you are. This is Chicago Bulls Central. Please don't make me make you a victim. Matter of fact, I think I'm just going to go ahead and choose violence right now. I think that's that. Do y'all want to see me choose violence in the chat? Do y'all want to see me choose violence on Tim Grossi? Do y'all want me to see me choose violence on this hick in the head ass bastard? Why are you shaped like Tyrion Lannister? What's going on here, bro? What's wrong with you? Why do you look like the leader? Why do you look like that? Ask yourself that. Right? While you're talking about being a casual, ask yourself, why do you look like somebody forced you to choose life? Ask yourself that. This ain't where you want to be, my boy. I can tell you that right now. You're barking up this wrong tree. You're barking up the wrong tree. Let's take a look at Tim Grocery real quick. First of all, boy, you look like you just got off an episode of How to Catch a Predator. You literally look like you got caught 3 times on How to Catch a Predator. Let's get yourself together, bro. Do not make me choose violence, okay? Do not make me choose violence. My boy ain't been able to grow facial hair in 15 years. He over here sitting here using his wife's makeup kit to put fake facial hair on him. Come on, man. What are we talking about? The reason why your temples are going great because there's no brain circulation there to keep your hair lively. Watch yourself, all right? Don't come in here talking no dumb shit. I will casually cook your ass. How about that? Now, look, you could have came in here and had a normal conversation, and now you got cooked. What are we doing? Out here looking like the uncle that everybody tell their kids they not allowed to go to the store alone with. Come on, boy, watch yourself. All right? Watch yourself. My boy got to get visitation rights to see his own mama. Come on, man. What we talking about here, bro? Every elderly house, every elderly home, old people's home within the 15-mile radius knows that you are not allowed on the premises. What are we doing? Sit your happy hind parts ass down. Okay? All right. Now, with that said, let's get back to the normal activities over here. Like, I don't, like, don't know where you're going, my boy. This ain't a ESPN. I will cook your ass. That's crazy, man. Oh, man. Anyway, with that said, Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic did not make the All-Star team. And yeah, it is what it is, man. That's all we can say. It is what it is, man. Tim looks like the dude that got arrested for being around kids at my old private school. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. He definitely was a senior in high school dating juniors. I mean, a senior in college dating juniors in high school. You could just tell, man. It's just, you could just tell. I see Tim's quiet right now. Tim's like, hey, I guarantee you, Tim got off the computer and called me the N-word. I guarantee you he did. And I live for that moment. I'm glad that he did that. I guarantee you Tim's like, that mother. Watch out, bro. Watch out. My dude can't even pick his own kids up from school because he's not allowed to go to schools, bro. Like, watch yourself, my boy. It's not my fault that your mom, uncle, and grandpa are all the same person. That's not my fault. All right? Don't try to check me. Go check your one titty auntie, all right? Let's get it together, bro. Tighten up. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. We got the news. You got a cook session. I think we completed everything that we needed to complete here. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red, y'all. And I'll be back if there's any more news, man. Make sure you guys are following the channel at Bull Central Pod. You send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. But that's thanks to you lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all. Peace. Tim got cooked.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.